Hey y'all. There we go. Hey everyone. Welcome to the continuation of Sunday service that I started yesterday with Black Sewing Network. I am Julian of Julian Creates, and we are about to continue on with our shirt project that we started yesterday. So just to kind of give everybody a reminder, we are making KnowMe 2113. Yes. Now, why is this right in the middle of my stuff? Are you gonna let me move you? Ciao. Oh, let me try this. Too much. There we go. So yeah, we're making KnowMe 2113. And again, I'm live on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok. So hey to my TikTok people, you're on this side of me. Hey Janine, hey D, hope y'all doing well this afternoon. But we're gonna get started. So since getting off live, I did continue to do some work. So, and also I don't know why my camera decides to just turn itself when it was turned correctly when I set this all up. But anyways, so since yesterday, I have gone ahead and did all of my top stitching. So I did a line of top stitching along both fronts. I went ahead and did my buttonholes on my shirt. And I went ahead and top stitched 1 inch below the top, like from the neckline, to help top stitch in my facing. So this is all what is asked for by the pattern at this time. I also went ahead and put in my plackets on my sleeves, and also went ahead and put in my buttonholes there as well. So this is really, I know that other people go live this evening, and plus I'm also going live this evening with Monica, Vessel Monica with Sew Your View, to talk about my pattern and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that I was giving enough time for that, but also still wanted to come back to finish this, because I was like, I'm finishing this because we had started it. So we're still up here. I have gone ahead and switched over my machine from child of God, I tell you, I'm losing words today. From serger to combo stitch, and we're going to do this all as a combo stitch on my machine. So just to kind of give you an understanding of what a combo stitch looks like. So from the front, this is what a combo stitch looks like. So it looks like a regular serger edge in that line of stitching here. So this is all done on the serger. So from the back, you can see that this is a chain stitch, and then up here is a 3-thread. Okay, so this one uses a total of 5 threads. You have 3 in the actual, what looks like the overlock or serge part. And then you also have 1 on the top thread, 1 on the bottom that is doing as like your chain stitch as like your straight stitch. So this is perfect for if you're wanting to do wovens and stuff like that and do everything in one like fell swoop. So I have gone ahead and pinned in my sleeves. Child, I got to figure out volume of this music because it's annoying today. Because this is not my normal, like, y'all know, I like my music, but we up here, trying to keep it cute. Let me see. Anybody? I just really, I will do this one. But yeah, this is not the normal music I will listen to, but I want to make sure that I'm able to share this and keep this kind of available. So, okay. So what I am going to do is, for right now, I am going to change my go to picture in picture. Here we go. And again, because this is like a new space and everything like that, give me some time. This is not fully set up. Today we're working on starting to move stuff out of this room so that it can become a sewing room, which is going to be exciting because I get to get to decorate it differently and new and everything like that. So that will be fun. Actually, I'm trying to think. So there's a window right here that I have just blocked for light purposes, so there's not light like being backlit during the whole time. But even just this whole wall, I might continue with the backdrop like this, or I might do like cork or something. I'm still trying to decide that. So, but we got time. We got time. I got time. Okay, so where we are on the shirt, the next part I'm about to do is do my sleeves. Hey, welcome in, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me today. And this will be saved to my YouTube. So you, for those who are not able to join live, it will definitely be there for later. Okay. So now, again, I'm going to be using my combo stitch. So we're about to take this to my machine and we're going to do a combo stitch. And we're going to basically put in, and then I just got a work email that I want to also check in a second. So we will start putting this together. So with the sleeve, the way that I normally put it together, especially with KnowMe patterns, I like to put in my sleeves flat. But there's a trick to how you do it. So of course you want to match your notches. So your double notches are at the back, your single notches at the front of your sleeve. But more importantly than that are the dots. There are usually 3 dots along the curve of your arm side in both the sleeve head as well as on the actual arm side of the garment. Making sure that you match those up allows you to easily put in the sleeve without doing a lot of extra easing and stuff like that. You can easily know where those dots are and everything curves easily as you're putting your sleeve in. This is something that I find the easiest for me. The instructions would have you do this in the round. For a lot of men's garments, you normally do not do sleeves and stuff in the round. So I don't. That's not how I learned. Me and putting in sleeves in the round is just not my favorite thing to do. So I don't. Okay. So I have my machine already set up for a combo stitch, and it's already set up for like 5/8 seam allowance and stuff like that. I've already kind of figured all that out. So we're just gonna go ahead and sew this at 5/8 seam allowance. Again, I'm using my B68 airlock, which is a combo machine. So combo cover stitch serger with the air thread capacity. And then we just and what I've been telling people, and most people may not always believe this has now become like my preferred method of putting together a shirt. I enjoy putting together shirts on my serger. It's so much easier for me to do it this way. Yeah. Actually, what I'm gonna do is, because I'll be having stands and everything everywhere. So let's see if I can set this up right here. Because though I do have on my glasses, this would probably be easier for me to show you. And then what we will do Because I really don't need the sewing machine as much right now. Okay. Do this. Then do this. Then change it back over to this. Okay. Right. Again, we still trying to figure this out, so bear with me a little bit. And this might get all up in my way, but we're gonna find that out in a second. There we go. And thank you, Janine and Monica, for the gifts. I know it's probably still Money Talk Monday, so you know I'm only on here just because I said I would be, and I really wanted to finish up this pattern out of my own excitement to have this shirt done. And do I have any people from the UK watching today? If so, definitely check out Love Sewing Magazine. So Love Sewing Magazine is one of the magazines that you can get like all the patterns and stuff in the magazine. I am in this month's issue. I wrote an article around the Met Gala that came out. I think the whole magazine came out last week before last. So definitely want to check out. And thank you, Jenny, for lighting up the roles in my gift gallery over here on TikTok. I appreciate it. Now, I did go downstairs and check out my basement today. It has started definitely to dry out, but again, in many ways, I see this as a blessing in disguise that I'm able to now use this upstairs space. So I'm not mad at it. I know y'all only see my hands. We're going to slowly but surely figure out all of the movements to get action shots of the machine. I wish that I could easily just like link my glasses to this, because then I could easily just turn on my glasses as I'm doing this type of work, and y'all can see it through my glasses. But that only works on Instagram. Now, Come on, trying to make it off. Look, we understand trying to just make it to quit in time from work, especially in this day and age. All right, so this is how everything is looking. And what it looks like all put together. And as you can see here, what's great about this is that a lot of times when you're using just a regular like serger stitch for like garment construction here, it will like you'll be able to see the threads unless you press it just right. A lot of times when I'm using a serger, like even on wovens, because you can even like construction with just your hey Court, how are you? You can do your just wovens for like for this type of stuff. But what I usually end up, or just a serger for wovens, but what I normally then do is have to easily quickly press it and then fold it back a little bit and then press it again, like pressing it flat the way that I want it to lay so that it doesn't stretch out. Here, you're seeing that line of chain stitch keeps everything together similar to how you would a regular lock stitch with a little bit more flexibility. So one sleeve in, we're going to go ahead, since I've already pinned in the other sleeve, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side. And then I will press it. Then I'll do from the side seam up through the sleeves, and that'll be done. And we'll start adding the cuffs. And we'll start seeing what this shirt is going to look, what this shirt is giving. I think it's going to be cute, but you know, thinking it's gonna be cute in your head and then what it actually is looking like, two different things. So today's coffee, because I'm still working on coffee. I did eat today, so that's joy. We ate. But today's coffee, this is a horchata blend coffee with cinnamon. So I've been doing a lot of cinnamon coffees lately with my sweetener choice, and maybe because my mom was old and I grew up with her, is Sweet and Low. So this is horchata coffee with cinnamon and then Sweet Low. No other cream or anything like that. So, okay. Now, let's do this other sleeve real quick. One side done. And I also love that I'm doing this in this rainbow on the inside, so it's gonna be nice and colorful and stuff like that on the inside of my shirt, which always makes me happy. And here, definitely, you want to make sure that you have like the pocket is out of the way so that it's not like leaning up in the armhole or something like that before you start sewing it together, so that you don't all the time you put it to your pocket and then mess up the pocket bag of your pocket. Even though that would be an easy fix to fix, it ain't what you want to do, you know, if you ain't got to. And having like a extension table definitely does make it easier, because it helps to have this like this table here, which is pretty wide on a B68. because then it allows you to like make sure there's not that extra drag on the fabric as you're sewing. So one of the features that I really do love about the Bernina and Burnett machines is how large the extension table is, and even the throat space, especially for a serger. A lot of times, you know, if you've worked with a like the brother that everybody gets and stuff like that, you will find that it definitely does not have a lot of space. Whereas this one definitely does have more space, more easy to maneuver. And what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that all of my, you're matching up all of my little dots, especially if you got to go around the side. So were people off today for President's Day? Even though, let's be real, right now we ain't really got a president. Because, child, we ain't counting him. Somebody look like they just got a participation trophy for life. How about that? Ooh, also, so this, I just got this sweatshirt in today. This is by Bruce Glenn. This is part of the Gap. Let me just bring y'all down a bit. This is part of the Gap collab with Harlem Fashion Row. So I think this is gonna be my travel sweatshirt when I got some traveling to do. But really nice. Have I been cussing because due to the price of said sweatshirt? Yes. But it's black owned. I wanted to get a few other pieces, but you know, I like having, I need monies. You know, I gotta think about the money more than having all the pieces. Look. Standing in or just throwing tantrums, whatever you want to call it. It's a mess. How about that? This time. Make sure that all of my little threads are out of the way and not in the middle, because it's just a pain to have to clip those out of your seam allowance. I mean, it's not the worst thing. It is a really cool sweatshirt, but am I feeling some type of way that I spent over $100 for a sweatshirt that says Gap? I'm struggling. But because it's Harlem Fashion Row, and I don't own anything by Bruce Glenn, and who are two like twins that I follow, I was like, you know what? I don't mind. I don't mind. So, you know, I was like, okay, what else? We'll do it. Please remind me to make sure that the bin that has all of my, all of my bobbins, I close it because see, you're all I need. All right. So again, it just gives a really nice clean finish along your arm's eye. And then also on the inside, it also gives a really nice clean look. So now we have the sleeves in. Now we're going to start closing up the side of the shirt. So one thing I have not fully figured out how I would do with this yet is put in a tag without really it showing on the outside. So I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do that. Like tag, like putting in the tag might just be something that I would like hand sew in, or have to do it from the back or something like that, so that the inside, like, and do it like in a tonal color or something like that. Because this only has like a one layer yoke instead of a two. I mean, I guess I could easily like tack it into the facing or like underneath the facing. So that's one way I could have did it. You've done to me. Hey, I see I have more people here. Feel free to say howdy and let me know where you are joining me from, as I'm halfway outside the screen. But yes, okay. So I am about to do one side of the shirt with the seam allowance for the sleeve going pointed towards the actual sleeve itself. So when I press everything out, everything will be going towards the sleeve with that seam. Everything else, the seam allowances, I will press towards the back. Now, when I tell you, I'm up here trying to find where to put my foot. So definitely, if you have a like combo machine, I know some of y'all do. Hey Anna, how are you? I definitely challenge you to really try to use your machine in garment, like using your serger and stuff like that, your combo machine for more than just your basic, like seam finishing or something like that. Everything like probably if I wanted to and just changed over my machine to a chain stitch, I could have even put in like my collar and everything like that. Could have easily been done with all of this. Now, that's not to say that it replaces your sewing machine or anything like that. No, no, no. But for a lot of things, you can easily just use your combo machine and get a clean finish. And um, especially for some of those internal seams, a chain stitch works. Or even like if you're thinking about doing some basting together of pieces, turn off your knife and chain stitch it. That would make things so much easier. Hello, Retro Scene Queen over on TikTok. Welcome in. Okay, so we are now about to do the same to the other side. And I like to use directional sewing when I sew this, meaning that I like to try to make sure that both sides are kind of sewn from the same part going up. So, and for these, I like to start at the bottom and work my way out to the sleeve on both sides. So this is just making sure, especially a lot of times fabrics can grow. So, people will be sewing stuff up and they're wondering like, why don't this add up when they get to the top or to the bottom? A lot of times, like with a lot of pants and stuff like that, I would start from the bottom of the leg and work my way up to the top. And so that you're making sure that one leg is not going longer than the other. And a lot of times, especially if you are more on the straighter grain for the leg of the pants, it is the bias that sometimes is cut into like the body of the pants up near the top that can cause issues. That's where you can find that things stretch out. So if you start from where it's straightest like it, so if you bring both of your legs together first and work your way down, you will find that everything kind of evens out if there were any issues or any like discrepancies in putting it together. Fun fact. And when I do this, as you can see, I don't put a lot of pins in, so I just put a pin in at the bottom, one at the body of there's a notch at the body of the shirt, the seams that I want both to go in the same direction at the sleeve, and then there's a notch at the sleeve, and then one at the bottom, or yeah, at the end of the sleeve. And then what I'm doing is I'm basically so what I'm doing with my hand is I'm just scratching the fabric together to make sure that they kind of line up as I'm sewing everything together. So we go down, and sometimes, especially, I have the front on the bottom, so I can easily go in and pull from the other side. But that's just my way of lining my fabric up. Hello, my so-called life. Hope you're doing well this Monday. Thank you for joining me as we finish up my latest KnowMe Pattern on live. And again, later on today, I will be, I think, on Twitch and on YouTube, or not YouTube, Instagram, with Monica, that's so Monica, for Sew Your View. For all my people in the UK, or if you ever like sewing magazines, definitely check out the latest issue of Love Sewing Magazine. I wrote an article around the Met Gala. So there's an article talking about sewing for the red carpet and getting Met Gala red carpet ready. Talking about the history of the Met Gala this year, the theme, and what I can expect to see. If you're wanting to incorporate some of that dandyism into your own wardrobe. How you can do that. What's great is that this will be a two-part series. And so next month or the next issue, I will talk a little bit more about my predictions of what I expect to see in terms of fabric and stuff like that. So I will definitely be talking more about that. And also like what fabric and things that you can use yourself if you're looking to be tailored for you, which is the actual dress code for the evening. So we're going to turn my camera around now. I'm going to keep pressing this. Well, hello, Tracy. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Julian of Julian Creates. I'm a pattern designer with KnowMe. I am a educator with Bernina, or I am a influencer. I'm an ambassador and stuff like that with Bernina. I have a Facebook group called So Manly, and really focus on menswear and masculine inspired fashion. So, and again, because this is not my main normal space, I don't have all my regular tools. So I don't have my sleeves board or my clapper or my, I don't even think I brought my handbook. So again, we ain't fully set up, but I feel more prepped today than I did yesterday. My back still hurts. Well, I'm doing everything, but we getting it done. We are getting it done today. Okay. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is turn this out. Then probably when I get all of my other tools, I will make sure to go ahead and press my seam or around the sleeve and stuff like that. And I will press all of my seam allowances to the back. I just want to show y'all this. So this is where everything meets, like my sleeve and the bodies of my fabrics and stuff meet. When I am able to just pin it together and stuff like that, I can get a really close match. Now on this other side, it ain't quite perfect, but we ain't gonna complain about that. It's like maybe a 16th off, just slightly off. But I think overall, it is a good match of fabrics. So now what I'm gonna do is, because I'm already hot and sweating, I don't know if I'm blaming it on the lights or what, but we are going to try on the shirt for a second, see what it's giving fit-wise, see if I need to make any changes real quick. And then we'll start putting on the cuffs. So yeah, this is what it's giving so far. So what's great about this again is that this has that hidden button placket for that. I am still I'm still undecided if how long I want to make the shirt. So my thought is I can shorten it to about here or even to about here. So almost losing a buttonhole and just really wearing this as like a cropped shirt. But I haven't fully decided that yet. So we ain't gone that far yet. But overall, I think the fit is a good place to start on the fit of the shirt. So now let me make sure to turn y'all the way I want to turn y'all. Okay. Now, basically, that is all I need my serger for. So I used it to put in my sleeves, like all the construction seams were basically done on the serger. And we can see how fast that went. So I put in both sleeves and then sewed up the side seams within what, 10, 15 minutes? One of the things that I really love about using, especially like a combo machine for processes like that. So what I'm about to do now is we're gonna transition. If I can fully unlinquish this damn tripod. There we go. There you go. And you see all my business in my room. There we go. Now I'm about to put on my cuffs. Y'all can see it at the machine of how I do it. Now, here's our cuffs. So, and I talked a little bit about this before. I do my cuffs a little bit backwards from most other people. So instead of putting in a cuff from like on the front and turning it to the inside, I literally like to do it from the inside and like pressing on the outside. I'll show you what I mean. I want to make some little notches here. I need my friends, but I need. So is anybody out there sewing today? And if so, what are you sewing? And also big shout outs to Armina, who's been showing her process of sewing my shirt. And it's been amazing to see she's made some great progress on hers. I love the colors and the African print that she chose. So I just wanted to shout you out, girl. Because you is doing the thing. You are doing the damn thing. What is great, and I'm excited, honestly, I'm really excited about this new setup because really it is almost like it is prime for so longs and stuff like this. Like I have not ever, I think this is like many of the spaces, like I could not just sit down and sew like this and talk to a screen and stuff like that. So though a lot smaller than my space downstairs, it is perfect for this type of work. So 2012. All right, come on. Can we get it together? Get it together. Can we get it together? Get it together. All right. So I'm trying to make sure I'm feeling how my seam allowances are going together, or like going in the direction I want to go to. So when I know that they're like, I can feel that they press correctly, I can just put a little pin in it. So now this is how I put on my cuffs. So we're going to take this and we're going to do this. Now I'm up here trying to remember how I do it. So right sides together this way. So it's going to be right side of the cuff to the wrong side of the ends, like to the wrong side of my sleeve. Right. Now on this, they usually put in markings so that you know like where like your there's like some notches between the cuff and the sleeve that you can use. Well, you know what? Before we do that, how about this? Because I forgot something. So on your sleeve, one of the things that I forgot to put in is that there are some pleats. So though you have already put in your placket, I forgot to put in my pleats. So I'm about to put in that real fast. Touch my sleeve. So here you can go ahead and base these in place, like press them and base them. Normally, especially at this stage, I be doing this part by vibes. I'll be 100% honest with you. I will fly, I will touch my swag. All right. So I just pinned this on. So again, what I did was I pinned the right side of my cuff to the wrong side of my sleeve. So my cuff is on the inside of my sleeve. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to sew it, I made some of the seam allowance along the bottom edge. So basically what I'm doing is I'm sewing the inside of my sleeve first and then rolling it back to the outside. I find that I get a cleaner finish when I do it that way. This is me. Than actually trying to catch it from the inside and do like a stitch in a ditch. I don't mind a little bit of top stitching along the edge, especially because I have top stitching at other parts of my shirt. So sometimes I will go ahead and also do some of that in other parts of it, but not all the time. So, all right. So now, make sure I put it on my right stitch. I'm going to sew this at 5/8 7-inch seam allowance. I got to change it back over to my regular stitch length. So come back up a little bit. There you go. Okay. All right. So now this is what it's going to look like from the inside. Okay. And then we will take this over and press it. And then I will go ahead and press down my a little less than 5/8 of an inch. I might do like with it going like this to the front. You don't have to worry about if it is like perfectly aligned or something like that, or a little bit less of a seam allowance so that you can catch it. So I'm going to probably do a true 5/8 of an inch, turning in my seam allowance, and then folding this together like this to do my side seams here and closing it up. But before I do that, because we kind of batch sewing everything today, we're going to put on the other cup as well, all at the same time. So let me find my other cup there. So it's all about, especially when you're doing this way, it's all about the little bits of prep work that you can do. So the way that I like to go ahead and prep my pattern is I'm going to go ahead and fold it first, finding my centers like this. Hello, Deborah. How are you? Hope you're well. Okay. Cut this and then cut this. So these little marks mark my centers. Then I'm just laying it on top of my sewing machine right now because I don't have my regular ruler where I can see where 5/8 of an inch is. This helps me mark exactly where I want everything to like line up when I'm done sewing it. So literally lining it up with that and then moving my scissors underneath it. These are my little raw special scissors. These are the Fisker like amplified spring scissors, but I got them from Ross, and they were all of $4.99 a pair. So y'all know about a bunch. So also, have y'all been taking a part of the boycott? For those who know me, know that I was a Target person, and I ain't been to Target all month. Target is like literally for me, it is down the street from the house. And it's one of those places like, oh, I'm bored. I'm about to go to Target. And I ain't been to Target. And my eyes twitch a little bit. It was funny. I made a post yesterday talking about how I know I'm a little bit stressed because lately I have been struggling to sleep because I can hear the electricity. I can hear my phone charging. And I think something's wrong, like there's a short in my power strip or something like that, because I can hear it. It's like a high-pitched wheezing sound. But I'm one of those people who, like fluorescent lights and stuff like that, I can hear. And lately, when I tell you that sucker has been keeping me up, and I listen to like sleep sounds and stuff like that as I fall asleep. But when I tell you lately, me and sleep be fighting. Like niggas in the street, I tell you. Like just brawls trying to get me a little sleep. Hey, socially awkward, how are you? So yeah, no, we ain't boycotting for one day. We boycotted for the month. So I understand because a lot of times they want to see economic impact, and you can't tell, especially for if there is a drop in full day revenue, that will kind of foreshadow to the stock market and stuff like that. And so really it's a shock to the system of showing economic power when people in droves do not shop. Now, no, numbers have already been down in terms of shopping, but to like hopefully give like a really marked difference to the system, I can understand that part. But I think again, we are not sadly, in ways that we always say we are not our ancestors. One of the ways is that we do not have the longevity to for some of these, for how long true systemic change can take. Remember, the Montgomery bus boycott was 18 months. They were not on the bus routes for 18 months. Now, they have had 4 quarters before. They know they can just pivot the following quarter. Finance isn't, I mean, that's true. No, you're right. But I think because we also realize if there is a full bad quarter, that can totally mess up our people in the long run. So, like, even a lot of the Black History Month or Black products and stuff like that, if they are in store, if it was a full quarter, they might fully get axed and say, well, people aren't buying it anymore. But by doing like a day, they can say like, oh, we have this marked dip here. Now, you can't look at it longitudinally, but if you look at it on the month, if you see a drastic dip, that can there's still something there. So it just all depends on the data models that you're looking at. Yes, they look at it from a quarter perspective. And so what's going to end up happening is that they're going to put out a sale and people are going to forget, and then, they're going to make it up for the next day. But from I understand from an ecological perspective, and we are not built. We do not have enough of a community model yet to do a boycott that is that will be longitudinal, that will be over a marked time. We do not have the manpower, the willpower as people to do it as a society, especially when everything is so pop and fresh. So wanted immediately, even just our fashion trends, the way our fashion trends work, because people are looking for new outfits and stuff like that. Whereas before, a boycott, you would have everything that you need and it would not be such a drastic effect. But if you try to keep up with certain things like that, it's going to be harder for people to really be able to delve into. I think that in many ways we're getting away from we are seeing the reemergence of personal style, and with personal style, bits of timelessness in how we dress. I think we're seeing less of the everything got to be super tight, everything got to have a little spandex in it. We are really about to come back to the age of tailoring and stuff like that, and being able to buy for quality. I do see some of that coming back, even in us losing access to where we might be buying patterns and stuff like that. I think that though that will be in the long run detrimental. I mean, I'm a pattern designer. It's going to be detrimental. I think that when we start getting patterns and stuff like that, it's going to have to be able to speak. And there's going to have to be those differences. So meaning that we ain't going to get the same pattern from 3 different companies all at the same time. Affect any of the Black owner businesses. My issue is that we are affecting hundreds of small Black businesses in Target and employees who work there. I don't see the contingency plan to help those companies should their products be pulled for low sales. Right. Absolutely. No. And I think, so what I did, and I think there were what ended up happening is that there were two different kind of boycotts happening at once. So there were some saying fully boycott all of Target. Others were saying if you go to Target, you buy Black. So what I did was I decided I was going to take off the month from shopping at Target. But before the month started, I went and bought Black. So the Black History Month collection at Target went out in January. Before February started, I went in and purchased. That's when I bought. I went and made sure I had my Houston White, made sure I got some hair care products, and I bought some of the other pieces. I was like, oh no, they're still going to know that I want these products. So I know that the sales need to still be there. I'm just going to buy at a different time and then take a break. I bought what I wanted, took a break. But you are definitely right about that. Chip and Joke Child, Lord. But yes, you are absolutely right about how we do that. And I think So having to help show like more just impact, we know in trying to think about the smaller businesses, a day would be a lot less of an impact on even these smaller brands and stuff like that if they did not see the sales for a day. So I think that is some of the reasoning behind the way things were done. All right. So what we're going to do is, now that I've sewn on my cuffs on both sides, at my iron, I'm going to press my seam allowances down towards the cuff itself. So I'm going to press the seam allowance down towards the cuff, and then we're going to fold it in on itself so that I can then, well, press it down towards the cuff. I'm going to go ahead and press up my seam allowance on the other side, and then we're going to fold this right sides together and do my line of stitching. Are mad at Tabitha and other Black creators for not taking more of a stance, but their hands are tied. Absolutely. I really didn't like how people, so I think overall, I understood where Tab was coming from. And and I think the problem that we are having again is we do not have a village mentality. We have a tribe mentality. Tribe usually all thinks the same way. It is very homogeneous. But where a village, you are able to connect and intertwine with others with while there was still that diversity and those differences needed for thought. Who's past encouraging boycott of Target? Deborah on Target said, or on TikTok said, there's a church in Atlanta whose pastor, yes, that is Newburgh, Jamal Bright. So he is the one over this. I think he is part of the collective who is saying do not shop at Target on the 28th. But he did say that a lot. But again, a lot of the brands, we're seeing that a lot of brands that were in Target who said like, I don't no longer want to be in there, are now like Black Men Smile and stuff like that. I also bought some of their stuff. I bought it from the website. I think it is a both and. I think that there needs to be, while we have the Martins, we also need the Malcolms. While we have the Rainbow Coalition, the Rainbow Push Coalition, we also need the Black Panthers. So we need those who are willing to build the table, as well as those who are willing to flip the table. We all cannot be flipping. There got to be those who are behind the scenes helping. Because remember, one of the great members of the movement was Harry Belafonte, not because of what he said, but because he still performed to some of these segregated audiences, but sent the money back. It is really a both and. And we need to, I think, just as people, we need to have a greater conversation about the both and. The problem is, and this is by design, is that right now there have been so many changes, so many things to react to. They are really trying to make sure that we are emotional, and in our emotion, we cannot mobilize. That's what it's really coming down to. Child, I know y'all can't see me because I'm up here looking. There you go. Still can't see. There we go. But yeah, so it really is people who are, they are trying to make sure that we are as discombobulated as possible so that it's hard for us to mobilize. Okay, and we need to remember that some minorities only have Walmart and Target close to them. And we need to consider their needs as well. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I think with any boycott, with anything, it's only if you can't be at full detriment to yourself and to your livelihood. You know what I'm saying? Like the same with, I understand not everybody shops at Craftware or Hobby Lobby, but for some, that's all they got. And if you need something like that, you got to go with what you got. Also, some people need jobs, and there are LGBT members of our community that go and have to work at Hobby Lobby because it pays a livable wage. So for a few days, I worked at Joann's, and it was minimum wage. Whereas if I had went to Hobby Lobby, that was, I want to say it was $12.50 to $15. And if I was like a full-time team member, it was going to be like 18 to 20. So it's also, that's part of it. Like, I get it. And I'd rather people be able to feed their families at a livable wage. So make your money. And also, what was great is, especially by me, those members usually wore like a little rainbow bracelets or something like that. And so I wanted to know that, that there are friendly faces, and I see you and I understand you. So that is part of the lane that I sit in, that I don't mind sitting in, where for others, they might not feel as comfortable. So again, it's about we are like, basically they are keeping us dizzy. In our dizziness, we can't fully come up with strategy. That is really what's happening right now. Because they're keeping us dizzy, we cannot strategize on how to mobilize fully. Because we do have those who are working to help come up with mobilization strategies and everything like that. But it's not, there is, as a community, it's an all or nothing some game for many. So it's like, everybody needs to stop shopping at Target and like for Tabitha and stuff like that. When it really, again, that ain't the thing. And why my thing always keeps on doing that? Okay. During the bus boycotts, they were helping folks get to work, right? Except, absolutely. Like, people who had cars were running carpools. Absolutely. But we know not everybody. We don't have that is not the type of lives that we live where people can, sadly, people will take advantage of that. We don't, again. It's crazy, and I don't know how to make this not sound as bad as this might sound, but hopefully y'all will get that. Y'all will get what I'm about to say. Morally, we are not mature enough in many ways to really be able to have the conversations needed to make actionable change. Due to our, as a community, things are a lot more individualistic. People are, and with that, people are in it for themselves. So with that, people are always going to take advantage. And I'm sure they did it there too. We just did not see it at the same level that we see it now, due to all the different social medias and stuff like that. So it's a lot harder to have trust to do this, like trusting your brother when you know that your brother has bit you before. We could, but I mean, and this is, I think, as a people, as like a Black people, we did. As BIPOC people, hell no, we didn't, but we knew that was going to happen. But as like, the fact that some people would rather cut their face and spite their noses instead of having a Black one. Let's be real, that is, because of that, and because of people's ego, that is a lack of morality in my book. That is a true moral dilemma in how people are able to move and operate, that we need to fully discuss. Like, here's my thinking. I remember, and maybe some, like, I've been a church kid all my life. I know I love the Lord. Okay. I remember when Paula White was not this charlatan. I remember that. And she has gone so far that as she became this head of Christian, whatever this is, many evangelicals and stuff do not like her because she's divorced and done cheated and everything like that. Literally, she's not even liked amongst her own who claim to be her people. All right. So this is what my cup is gonna look like. And all I gotta do now is I'm gonna press it again and then we'll top stitch it. But I'm gonna do the other side first. But so I remember her being like, there being a level of what felt like sincerity and a heart for people and not for money. You know what I'm saying? But then you became now no, again, at the time that she got her church, that church was Zachary Tim's church. That was a black pastor who died real young. They did, but we don't count them. They working with none but paper clips, if you know what I'm saying. Because a man with some real balls wouldn't do that. They working with paper clips and cashews, or maybe cashews and some little peanuts. Yes, she has cheated on her ex-husband multiple times. Yes, in Orlando. Yes, so she had Zachary Tim's church, a predominantly black church, and there was some people upset about her getting that church, but at the time she was down for the people. Okay, somewhere in there, and I think it was sometime during, like after that divorce, before she got this current husband, or I think this current husband was maybe her affair partner or something like that. A lot of that changed in terms of like who she's for. Now, no, I don't know who still goes to that church, because every time I see it and she up here prayers, angels from Africa and everything like that. Zachary Tim's church was in Orlando. That's where her church was. Yeah, in Orlando. Or was she in Tampa? She got a church. I want to say, I know there was some hullabaloo about her maybe going to his church. But I remember that. But you now don't hear about any members of that church. That was a black church. And you clearly show that you do not care about black people. Even though there are those, you got that cone who up here decided to actually do the prayer. Child, we ain't gonna talk about it. Let me watch my language. All of that. But again, I'm like, when you stray that far from the book, from what God stated, from what Jesus stated, who you say that you follow. She did. There was something about her and Benny Hinn. I remember that. I remember that because he got into some mess too. Is he still living? Because I don't remember. I know. Okay, so I turned in both my sleeves. I'm about to turn those out, and then we're going to top stitch. And essentially, beyond like buttons and figuring out the length, the shirt is done. What's interesting is, and this is another sewing related thing. Hey, darling, how are you? The way that I think about it, especially for I want to bring it back to sewing real quick. People spend a lot of money on sewing machines, and sometimes I'd rather you spend a lot of money on an iron. Just you will get a lot more use, and your garments will look a lot more like pleasing if you have a hot ice iron than having a whole bunch of stitches. I just want to put that out there for people who might want to know. So I'm using a Laura Star. This is a Smart Eye. This is the full board system. In the downstairs space, I have my Lift Ultra setup. But yeah, so there's larger conversations, but also like especially during these times we like to point fingers, but as a whole community, I think there's a larger mandate that we need to discuss of how we don't care about one another that got us here. You know what I'm saying? And this is not like one color versus the other or something like that, but how divisive we are as a country nowadays that we barely can talk to one another about differences, period. We just can't. Okay. All right, so I'm about to top stitch these on. Yes, and that's my iron talking because it's a talking iron. It does a lot. There we go. Okay, so now we are going to just do a quick top stitch. And then off screen and stuff like that, this will be essentially done. And I will show y'all what the finish will look like. 2 by 2. So I'm also going to use like a little hump jumper to help aid in this process. So a hump jumper basically is because there are some extra layers right at that like intersection of where everything is coming together. Sometimes you will find that your needles and stuff like get stuck a bit as you are starting your fabric there. So I like to use I literally keep a pack of needles that I can easily use as a hump jumper behind my machine. So as you can see now, I currently have, let's see what you see. Yeah. So I have a pack of needles back here behind my foot. So it's behind the needle, behind the foot to help me as we're starting. So it literally just helps aid in the starting of my sewing process. And literally we're just doing a little edge stitch right along that edge. So I literally have my needle in the far left position and my fabric is butt up right up against the hole in the foot. So that's what that looks like. Okay. And from the inside, nice and clean. Then we're going to do the same on the other side. And my main reason is because there is a lot of thickness right here at those corners. And I want it to be as precise as possible when those corners start. So, All right. Okay. So now we have those all sewn on and together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some pins. I'm going to pin this shirt on and kind of show you what the finished process is, or what the finished shirt will look like. So give me a second here. I'm just off camera as I'm putting this on. So some pins in it. Actually, normally the pinning part of putting on a shirt is always where I mess up, because I end up pinning myself to the shirt, which is always the problem. And I'm like, that's not what I was supposed to do. Okay. So we're almost there. Make sure I'm doing the top one. Okay. Almost there. I'll see something real quick. It didn't really change it. Okay. So then I'm about to just do the pins in my cuffs. At least in one cuff. All right, so now what I'm about to do is, let me see if I can lift y'all up so that y'all can see more of the shirt. So y'all seeing the ceiling, and now to me. All right, so this is the completed shirt. So basically all I need to now add is my buttonholes to my cuffs, open up all of my buttonholes, put in my buttons on the other side, and put a buttonhole at the top. So, but as we can see here, everything matches up. We have our zippers here that are true pockets. I love how all the fabric and stuff comes together. So yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and, I don't know, I need to figure out, again, as we try to figure stuff out. Actually, hold on. Let me see. If I take you off here. There you go. All right, so going to back y'all up a bit. Gonna put y'all on a lamp real fast. All right, so probably like my plan is I want to, hey Sabs, we're probably going to crop it to like almost waist length and just do it all kind of solid all together like that. But yeah, so this is, again, my latest KnowMe pattern. This is View B, which is the color block option of KnowMe 2113, which is this pattern. There's a light right in front of y'all, so hold on. There we go. So yeah, so this is that pattern. And again, this is based off of a vintage design by Willie Smith, who was a designer and pattern designer in the 1970s and 80s. He had a sportswear brand called Willie Wear, one of the first brands that offered unisex styling and patterns for both men and women. So really a great honor to be able to honor him with one of my designs. So full screen myself real quick. There you go. So again, I want to say thank y'all to everyone who has joined me over the past 2 days in the chaos of everything. And I guess welcome to what will soon be the new Julian Creates sewing space. At least my sewing crafting space. There you go. So, but I'm really excited about the shirt, and I can't wait to wear it. And hopefully, I get to wear it when where I want to wear it, and so that y'all will be able to see this again. All right. So until next time, y'all. Thank y'all again so much, everyone, for joining me. And I would definitely thank you so much. Yep. You know what? Again, it's a blessing in disguise. I've been wanting to to make a move out of the basement for a long time. And we just finally did it. So got some more work to do to set up things as we're moving stuff out to move my stuff into this room, but it will happen. And probably, honestly, my dining room will become where I cut. So I literally might move everything basically upstairs except for certain storage pieces. So, which is for me exciting. It's time. It's time. All right, y'all. Again, thank you so much for joining me. If you're interested in hearing more about my pattern and stuff like that, definitely join me and that's on Monica at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern over here on Twitch for Sew Your View and Instagram. I think that's where they're going to both be. So those will be there. Also, if you are in the UK or if you go to the magazine store or something like that, definitely check out the latest issue of Love Sewing magazine. I have an article in there that I just got my digital copy today, and I think you will really like it. So until next time, y'all, thank you so much for joining me, and have a great evening.